Okay, so welcome back, and for the ones that are just arrived, welcome to this press conference of match 19, USA against St. Kitts and Nevis in the Gold Cup. Joining us today, Coach BJ Callaghan and defender Matt Miazga, who will attend your questions. So please raise your hand here, identify yourself. Okay, go ahead, please. Yeah, go ahead.
BJ, Tom Timmerman from the St. Louis Post-Dispatch. What do you look for out of a game like this tomorrow?
I mean, for us, we understand what's at stake here. We're looking to get a win, looking again to improve upon our performance in Jamaica, and really just have a game where it's our identity, a team that's moving the ball fast, a team that's dominating the opponent with the ball, playing at high intensity, pressing. So we want to make it a fast-paced game, and that's what we're expecting.
Please.
Thank you, Coach, and for both. I want your perspective as a coach and as a player. It's clear that it's expected that you guys in Jamaica, on paper, are going to win both games remaining. So the group is basically going to be decided by goal differential. So how do you approach tomorrow? Is there an urgency to go out all out since the beginning? As a coach, what's your message in the group? And as a player, how do you deal with that pressure that you got to score a lot tomorrow? Thank you.
Yeah, I think we're confident in the way that we prepare for every opponent. And so for us, we continue to do what we do, and we want to play at a high tempo. We want to press. We want to dominate with the ball. And with that, and if we're doing that and we're executing at a high level, we believe that the goals will come, and we'll continue to just stick with our identity and continue to play and continue to try to break them down. And I don't, we're not looking at like a specific score line or anything like that. We're just looking to improve again from the Jamaica performance and play true to our identity.
Yeah, just echoing from what the gaffer said. I think, we've went over some video today on St. Kitts and Nevis, and we prepared a good game plan. And like the coach said, if we stick to our game plan, we stick to our identity, we should be able to play our football and make sure that we create a lot of goal-scoring chances to win the game. And I think that's the most important thing, is sticking to our identity and playing a good game, and the rest should take care of itself.
Okay.
Coach, with this group of guys that have been together very little time, that's the bottom line. Do you feel that you're preparing your best 11 game per game, and as you progress, you'll find the best 11? Or is it something that you prepare per opponent with this club?
For us, our overall approach is to make sure that as many guys are ready to contribute as possible throughout this tournament. So we prepare them all. And from a process standpoint that we continue to look at, then we'll try to put out what we think is the best 11 in the game plan per opponent. But the short term is to make sure that everyone has the ability to contribute. That's what we preach. And then from the long term, it's also making sure that everyone has the opportunity to experience this group play, earn our way into a knockout round, and we know that overall that will pay dividends in the long run as we continue to push this program further over the next couple years.
Do you want to? Okay.
Matt, the last time you were here with Cincinnati, it was...
Don't remind me.
What do you remember from that night, and having been here for that, what do you expect out of the atmosphere here tomorrow?
Yeah, basically, we didn't have a good result that game, so I think that was our first loss in the season, but it was an amazing atmosphere. Obviously, there was a big rain delay. It was up, 2.5 hours,
yeah. And
then 3 hours, yeah. And then when you go back on the pitch, it's a full stadium, so that's pretty incredible. You can't find that in a lot of places in Europe, let alone America. So I think that was really, really nice for the St. Louis fans to stick by their team, and it obviously helped them, and it definitely was loud in there. So we're excited for the opportunity to play in front of them tomorrow. I don't think we've played in St. Louis in a long time. I think I actually made my debut in St. Louis in 2015 in the Cardinal Stadium. So from what I remember, it's a good group of fans and a good fan base, and it's going to be an exciting game tomorrow. Going to be a good one.
BJ, just personnel-wise, Morris didn't practice yesterday. And other player status.
Yeah, so for our end on updates, I would say both Miles Robinson and Aaron Long are two players that will be available tomorrow for selection. Jordan is still working through the irritation with his knee, continuing to get treatment. I don't have a definitive answer on him, but I can tell you that we'll be overly cautious. We won't put him at risk at all. So it'll be a little bit getting the feedback on how he is sort of responding to it. But like you mentioned, he did not practice 2 days ago, and he did not practice again today.
We have another question here. Only Marcelo. Yeah. Okay.
Let's have some fun, right? How difficult has it been? You go from Nations League to a different group. You talk about game model, and you're trying to emphasize what you want. And a lot of these kids haven't played this system. How difficult has that been? And then how difficult is it being, you're one of the veterans now, having to lead this team? Because tomorrow it could fall into a lull, played in some of these games, where they drop back and they just kind of collapse. And how do you break them down?
Yeah, from our standpoint, when you get together as a national team, typically, like, this is more common, where you have maybe 3 days to prepare for your first match. So we're just continually stressing that we want to continue to get better and better. And so we look at it as an opportunity to give a lot of players exposure, like you mentioned, and get them as comfortable and connected to one another as possible. And we know that we have to do it a lot via playing games every 3 days that are also high stakes. But that's the opportunity that we look for, and the challenge that excites us. So I don't think we don't look at it as difficult, but I would say we look at it as an opportunity to, challenge ourselves, challenge our identity, and work really hard together, and know that we have to come together to put together a good performance, and then continue to improve for the next performance.
Yeah, I think the reality is, every time you put on the U.S. jersey, it's an honor and privilege. So I think that's motivation for itself. So when anybody steps on the pitch with the U.S. jersey, it's a big opportunity for us. One, for ourselves, for our career, to further it. To, you know what I mean? Everything comes with it, and then obviously to try to stake our place in the team and try to improve that position. So I think there's going to be a great opportunity for a lot of guys tomorrow. Anytime you step on the pitch is a big opportunity to impress, to show yourself, and to wear this jersey, because you never know when you're going to wear it again, right? Things change often in football, so you got to make sure you're ready, you're hungry, you're motivated to put on a good performance. And I think a lot of guys are ready to do that. It's a good opportunity for a lot of us. It's a young team, but the Gold Cup usually is a good opportunity for guys to kind of integrate themselves into the core of the national team. So for me, it's just another opportunity to show myself, but as well, help the guys around me. There's a lot of young guys, and kind of push them to make sure that we go full steam ahead tomorrow and make sure we get a really good result.
We have a couple of questions here in online. So please, Douglas McIntyre.
Thank you. Hey guys, thanks for doing this. Question for each of you, Matt. There's an idea that this is an easy game. Like you look at the rankings, you look at population of the country, all those things. It's their first Gold Cup. You guys have won it many times. What do you think? I mean, is that do you think that's accurate? And BJ, it feels like if there's any game you're going to be able to rotate players, and I know you believe in everyone and want to see everybody, that this would be the game that you do that. How much squad rotation will we see tomorrow? Thanks, guys. Appreciate it.
Yeah, it's very cliche to say, but there's no easy game in professional football. You have to be fully focused for every game. It's happened to me in the past during club level, where you're expected to win and you don't have the right focus, and you end up losing the game, and it's a more difficult game than you think. So we have full respect for the opponent tomorrow. We've prepared a game plan, and a lot of guys are hungry to show themselves. So for us, it's another game. We gotta finish the job and make sure that we get a good result, and we move from there.
Yeah, and from from the perspective of the squad rotation, again, I continue to have the message that we believe in every player that's been selected here on this 23-man roster. We will make changes to it, and have full confidence that those players that step on will be able to perform. And in the same mantra that we continue to say is the guys that come off the bench, we expect to make an impact as well. Just like we saw from Jamaica, the same expectations hold for this game.
So we have a final question here. Kyle Bond. Go ahead, Kyle.
Great. Thank you, guys. I appreciate your time. BJ, has there been somebody who's really impressed you in this camp from this Gold Cup squad? I know fans are, maybe trying to get an idea of, what players from this group could be ones that feature in the future, or who they might want to look out for on the field. Somebody who's maybe given you more than you've expected, or somebody who's made your match day decisions a bit tougher.
I think from the perspective of a player that has impressed, the situation that somebody like Jalen Neal was put into, coming in at halftime as a young player, against, quite honestly, a really dangerous front four and a top international striker in Mikel Antonio. I think his performance, I wouldn't say surprised us, but the calm and the maturity that he showed lends to a bright future for him. And so for me, like that was a really great moment, and something that we hope to continue to foster as he develops into what we hope is a big player for the U.S. men's national team.
Okay, thank you so much. That's all for today. All the best tomorrow.
Thank you.